Welcome back to Sidelines TV. I'm here today with Frank Madden. Frank, how are you?
I'm great, Rob. How you doing?
Great, thank you. Everybody remembers Frank from the Horsepower Road to the Maclay series. He really made kind of a splash on the horse world. How was that for you, Frank?
It was great. The people from Animal Planet, they were super to work with. Getting involved with reality TV is, I guess, always a little bit of an unknown. But the people from Animal Planet, like I said, were super to deal with, and fortunately for me, it had a storybook ending. It was great for myself. It was great for some of my students, especially Brian Goutal and Logan. So it was a great point in my life. It was a real highlight.
Do you have any one specific memory that was better than the other, or funnier, or anything?
There was one point when I kind of got after Chelsea for not having her stick using her stick at the USCT finals, and I remember consciously seeing the cameras videoing, and I said to myself, "The heck with the cameras! I just got to let this out," because that was a true emotion coming out the way I got after her. I thought it became a little bit of a memorable scene for a lot of people during the series.
Me, one of them, yeah.
And I mean, Chelsea's a great kid. And in hindsight, she's really turned out to be a lovely, lovely girl and a very, probably more competent rider than I ever thought she was going to turn out to be. She's a very competent and has been very successful in the jumper ring. So that's proof that the equitation division really works and has a purpose.
Yeah, it does. Since the show series, you've moved on from Beacon Hill to Old Salem Farm. How's that transition?
And like you said, I've moved on. I'm now involved with Old Salem Farm. It's a beautiful facility in North Salem, New York. Extremely supportive and behind me. I've got a great client base, and I personally enjoy being involved in running horse shows. So I'm also involved not only in the teaching at Old Salem Farm, but I'm involved with the running of their two big May shows, and now we have the addition of the American Gold Cup in September.
That's
Last
great.
year was our first year running it. Actually, Stadium Jumping and Michael Morrissey runs it, but we're partners with them now in hosting the event, and we also, starting this year, along with the Gold Cup, we're hosting the Maclay regional finals during the Gold Cup. So it's a lot of exciting horse show news coming out of Old Salem.
Yeah, you're in the thick of it.
Yeah, and like I said, it's one of the other pleasures I have that keeps me inside the sport beyond teaching. It's helping to run the horse shows, getting sponsorships, and trying to raise the quality of the events.
Something we need to do all over the country, and you're doing a good job of it.
Yeah, and I think Europe is a really important piece to the puzzle, but I've been a real advocate over the years to really get after show management here in this country, and try to bring our sport to the level in which we now see in Palm Beach, getting international riders coming from South America, getting them coming from Europe, and start attending horse shows in North America.
Yeah, it's a good switch that everyone's not going one direction.
Yeah, so that's our goal at Old Salem.
Great. I do have a question from one of our YouTube subscribers. Her name is Miss Jules. She was wondering how you transition a young rider from the equitation ring into the jumper ring.
I use the equitation division for a couple reasons. One is to teach riders some important fundamentals. I guess there's really three reasons, and that's one. The second would be to teach riders how to put some goals together and how to attain those goals and how to deal with the pressures once they get to those goals. And then the third, I really use the equitation division as a means to getting somebody to be competent in going to the jumper ring. So all my lessons are comparisons onto what would happen if you were jumping that jump if it was a 1.40 meter jump, or what if you missed that turn in a jump off. Even though it's an equitation class, it's the word equitation means good riding. So it's a riding division. It's learning how to ride better over jumps. So the transition really shouldn't be too dramatic. I think the big changes would be getting used to maybe jumping a bigger jump, and what can happen with the horse's way he uses himself, maybe a scopier jump, maybe a different bascule and how he uses himself. And then the big challenge, like every other rider has, how do you find horses that can make that transition into jumping bigger jumps? That's every rider's problem. I think everybody has these dreams to go on to jump bigger and higher, wider jumps, but how do you find that partner, or how do you afford that partner to do it with you?
Afford is the operative
But
word.
I think if you're really using the equitation division properly, the transition going from a 3'6" equitation course to a meter 30 to meter 45 jumper course shouldn't be a dramatic change.
Okay, and taking that a step back even further, for the beginner equitation rider, is there one real simple point that is important to you?
For me, as a teacher, I try to keep it on show day as simple as possible. I try to keep as much clutter out of my students' head as possible. I think where they hear a lot is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, early days of the week, beginning days of the week, where we have time to work on details.
Mm-hmm.
But on show day, and usually the day before show day, I really try to keep things simple and make sure the horse is comfortable, ready, and able to do his job, and same with the rider.
Great. Well, Frank, thanks for taking the time today.
Well, thank you, and it's always great to be in touch with a fan base, and I want to thank Rob for taking the time to keep horsepower a little bit alive.
We're going to bring it back to life.
Good deal.
Great. At the 2013 Winter Equestrian Festival in Wellington, Florida, for Sidelines TV, I'm Rob Jordan.